Yo, 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 what's good, what's good? Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Ears to the streets back in your area. Let's make sure y'all hit the like button, man. We're gonna just go over a little bit of this Charlie Kirk thing, man. I've been watching this thing since day one, from the moment that it happened. I've been meaning to give my opinion on it. So we're gonna get into it. I ain't gonna make y'all hold up too much because I ain't got a whole bunch of time my damn self. So hell, you know, if you gotta watch the replay, make sure you hit the like button. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me plug up my phone, get my phone charger. And man, we about to do a little, you know, little dive into Charlie Kirk, man. You know, they got the black community split about this Charlie Kirk guy. Hold on, let me turn my music down. What's good, Morning Mo? Let me turn this music down. So, man, hold on, y'all. Let me get myself all the way together before I start getting in my bag. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. So, all right. Unless you've been living under a rock or only been watching this sector full of, you know what I'm saying, people arguing back and forth, and even if you've been watching this sector, you probably done heard about the situation with the, I don't know what to call him, because he's not a politician, he's not an activist, he's not a anything. He just seems to be a what you would call probably a white supremacist. And I mean, when we hear the word white supremacist, we automatically think of the KKK and, you know, all type of stuff like that. But I mean, depending on who you ask, a white supremacist is just a person that, you know, stands for their race over any other race. I mean, as a black person, of course, you're gonna favor your race over, you know, any other race, however you feel about it, as a Mexican or as a Puerto Rican or whatever race you are, you're gonna be for your race. So if that makes you a white supremacist, black supremacist, Mexican supremacist, I mean, it is what it is. But apparently Charlie Kirk, you know, he stood for his people. So a lot of his people, they kind of, you know, they feel like you got to you got to respect his mind at this point. Let me let y'all know something. Do y'all know somebody actually got fired from my job from a post that they put on Facebook about this motherfucker? Yeah. They actually firing folks. Now they say that this man lost his life for giving his opinion. But in real life right now, fuck around and put the wrong thing on Facebook about this motherfucker. See once you might get your walking papers. Now, there's a video that I was gonna debate some months ago. Did I to the people who watch me, didn't I do a reaction to a 20v1 debate versus Charlie Kirk? Do anybody remember me doing that reaction video? And it's my bad. All I got to do is probably go through my videos and go look. But I could have swore I did a reaction video with Charlie Kirk versus 20v1. But if not, there's a couple of parts in that video that I do want to go over. You know, and I'm definitely not trying to make nobody form no opinion about this dude or not. But I do have my opinion about him. And, you know, some is good, some is bad. So if you don't know what happened to Charlie Kirk,
a bullet flew into the neck of Charlie Kirk during a campus event on September 10th. You see, an assassin with a rifle had climbed on
the real real life situation, and it's crazy that they would let somebody.
A bullet flew into the neck of Charlie Kirk during a campus event on September 10th. You see, an assassin with a rifle had climbed onto the roof of a shopping center while he was hosting a debate across the street. The bullet traveled 200 yards before striking him in the artery. Charlie collapsed in his chair, and even though the doctors tried to save him, it was already too late.
So, kind of that's what happened to Charlie Kirk in a nutshell. Now, a lot of people, like I say, are having their opinions about this shit. Like I said,
on the Charlie Kirk shooting death and what some are calling a new era of accountability as it relates to social media posts. That's how one expert describes what we're seeing right now as posts by Mid-State University and city employees result in suspensions and firings.
Like I say, the safety inspector at my job, matter of fact, the safety inspector, what's good, Carl Belton? So, Carl Belton, you know the safety inspector on most job sites, you know they got some of the most power. The safety inspector, yeah, they did an AI reenactment. That's crazy. The safety inspector on my job fucked around and posted on his Facebook something about this guy. I was trying to go find that nigga Facebook page. And I seen this nigga on Friday at work at lunchtime. And for some kind of reason, they fucked around and looked on his Facebook page, seen that shit, and fired that nigga immediately. Well, he is a white dude. That's the crazy thing about it. Yeah, they trying to come act like we did something, Angelo. They tried to come and take over the HBCU schools, all this stuff before they found out who even did this shit. They was already declaring war, and now they gonna find out that is one of their own. But like I say, there's a lot of people losing their jobs, a lot of people getting targeted and everything about posting anything about this guy that's not in a positive light. Now, to a lot of people, they'll say, man, this dude is a straight up racist. He's a straight up, whatever you call it, the people that hate the LGBTQ. He was an advocate for Israel. Some people think it's dead wrong. It's genocide was going on in Israel. I don't get into that. That's not my black people business. We got no problems over here, but I do understand how important it is. But I keep my opinion about the Israel, Palestine thing to myself because, hey, that's not, our issue. They don't get in our issues. If they do get in our issue, they're definitely playing puppet master to our issues, but it ain't my place to get all on the internet and get myself under all kind of scrutiny and all that for talking about some shit I don't know about. So,
17 News' Karen Aguilar in studio with why we likely have not heard the end of such cases.
A social media expert tells me people's outrage online over controversial Charlie Kirk post played a significant role in the firings and suspensions. He tells me it's a turning point on how quickly we reach accountability. The online backlash against Mid-State University and city employees.
Yeah, because people starting to troll like a motherfucker. And the reason I'm showing this because I'm going to go back in some of Charlie's old videos and stuff like that and just show you that he ain't give a fuck about other people dying. When George Floyd died, this man was so disrespectful to the loss of George Floyd. When it comes to black people, we get no respect over our, true leaders. Not saying George Floyd was one, but the way that this man said that Martin Luther King is overrated or most of what he accomplished was a myth. Just the disrespect. Michelle Obama and a whole bunch of black women or whatever that they don't have the mental capacity. They all got their jobs. Well, not Michelle Obama because of course she was just the wife of the president. But I mean, she's still an educated woman. But he lists off a whole bunch of women that saying that they only got their job because they're DEI. So pretty much, if you're a black person or a person of color in a high position, you only can get your job if you're black. But all of these people that's getting these high positions in this administration and in a lot of different administrations all because of who their family members is or who they know. That's just another way of shit, DEI, nepotism. So, I mean, it's a double standard. So when you're telling us to understand where this guy coming from, no, he's coming from a white supremacist state of mind.
Social media posts on Charlie Kirk's death ended in their firing or suspension, sometimes within hours. Like the now former MTSU Assistant Dean Laura Lightsey posted.
And that's why I'm showing this, just to tell y'all, before you go to telling your opinion at work about this white dude, you better think about if you like your job or not. Because, you know, you talk crazy about this white dude, boy, you might lose your job. I'm talking about on social media or whatever. If they in that circle.
Posting this in part, zero sympathy. Former Cumberland University professor Michael Rex writing, on Charlie Kirk, karma is a beautiful expletive. A protest shortly before the firing of Rex and assistant coach Max Wood. A Metro 911 dispatcher posting a shirt in the image of Kirk getting shot saying, debate this. She was put on administrative leave the next day. This, as people screenshotted some of the comments and posted them online, calling for their removal, reposted dozens of times by others, including elected officials.
I feel like a lot of the nation has gotten to the point where they're like, we've gone too far.
Dr. Matt Chalmers, a social media expert, tells me the pressure of the online community contributed to the fallout.
You create this echo chamber because of the way the algorithm works.
Dr. Chalmers added, because of the scope of how social media reacted, it sped up the repercussions for the employees.
So the internet's regulating itself by saying, if you guys now have consequences for your actions.
Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter, now X.
Now, you notice how when the man died, you got people like Elon Musk, Trump, all these people, everybody's volunteering to pay for his funeral. They know exactly what it is this man been saying. They know exactly what this man been saying. So let me go into a couple of videos that kind of show clips about what he been saying. And then I'm going to go to a live debate, a 20v1 that he did. Because I was going to do a reaction to this a whole year ago when we was going back and forth. Because it caught my attention. I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was until I had seen this video. And it was something that he said in the video that shocked the shit out of me. Because a lady had asked him, you know, because of his stand on abortion, a lady had asked him, well, if your 10-year-old daughter got raped, would you force her to have the baby? And the motherfucker said, yeah. So that made me like, what? And he gave his opinion about, you know, black people and reparations and all of that stuff like that. And then when I seen how big he was and how much of influence he was as far as on the election and everything, I was like, oh, okay. But I never did get into, you know, the reaction of going through his videos. But so let me see. Let me go through a couple of these clips to show his kind of debates, and then we'll get into that debate. So yeah, they made a reenactment of the situation.
Imagine
you got a lot of people that are, you know, trolling, talking shit. Even Charleston White, you know, I don't know if Charleston White that met his match now, because, you know, you can't be going to just trolling good white folks like that. You can't just go to tell let's go over to Charleston White troll real quick.
We did a video yesterday. He said it was fire.
I don't like nobody. Nobody. I don't know what made white people think they was exclusive. I don't like nobody. Dogs, horses, fish, roaches, worms, butterflies, ants. Nigga, I don't like nothing. White people don't have no problem when it's black on black crime. Smoking on Tuka, they didn't have no. So now we smoking on Charlie Kirk. Too far. Too far.
Now this is where I definitely agree with Charlie, with Charleston White. Because when it's black people and all that, man, when this man speak of the gang violence and, you know, black on black violence and all that, nobody is saying, oh man, sympathy, it's too hard. No, you lived your life. If you live by that, that's what you're going to die by. So now when they come to Mr. Kirk, That man said he don't understand anything about no sympathy. We gonna get into the remarks that he made, but let's listen to Charleston White.
Oh my goodness. So y'all didn't go too far with George Floyd.
Exactly. Oh boy, they talked all type of shit. They laughed. They had fun about George Floyd. What's good, Slim? They had fun with George Floyd, but they don't want to have no fun with him.
He has a family. Come on, white people, don't be hypocrites. So y'all didn't go too far with they shot the black lady in the house. The police did.
Exactly, Breonna Taylor. And from a post that I seen from Triple S, shout out to Triple S. I seen this post from Triple S earlier. Let me make sure y'all can see it. I seen this post from Triple S earlier. And it's amazing because I haven't seen the video, but I'm pretty sure there's a nigga, an NBA player around here that's sitting here and, oh man, why everybody laughing and having fun about this man's death? He died because he said he gave his opinion. But the woman that lost her life just because she had an ex-boyfriend, probably was the reason he was an ex, because she found out he was in the wrong shit. And he blamed the woman for her own death. So shout out to Triple S. So look at this post right here that she happened to do some good research to pull back up. I'm actually surprised that Kwame Brown has so much empathy for people who are murdered unjustly, because I'm assuming that he was one of the empathizers that the man was murdered unjustly, for having an opinion. The man was murdered for having an opinion. Boy, them niggas be having, boy, he's like that nigga off of the Django. Was Samuel L. Jackson when that white man died? Last I heard, we should all watch the company we keep because things like this could happen. Once again, proving it's all about who we like. And as we are all aware, Kwame Brown doesn't like black women. In 2021, video former player Kwame Brown made controversial comments that appeared to blame Breonna Taylor for her own death, drawing widespread public criticism. Should have chosen her ex-boyfriend better. See, and that's one of the problems we got in the black community because, hey, when these white men die, oh, don't speak on it. Don't say nothing. He got a family. But when it's a black man, they say what, man, this man been talking about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King been dead for 70 years. He don't give a damn what he said about this man. I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. Didn't give a damn about what he was saying about Martin Luther King. About his legacy. So Charleston White is absolutely correct. And I respect Charleston White a little bit more now. Because yeah, he mocking all these dead black people. At least he kept the same energy.
I believe heaven and hell is bullshit fairy tale. Because if people believed in heaven and hell, then there was no way white people would be as evil as they are. There's no way white people would be as evil as they are if hell really exists.
And I can agree with that too. Unless we living on hell on earth. Because how can, I ain't saying all, but how can a bunch of people be so evil that's on earth right now and be able to live the best? The people who are so evil are living the best on this earth. Something ain't making no sense. Gotta be hell on earth. And right now, Charleston White is cooking a little bit. He ain't telling no lie right now.
They blow up babies and children and separate families and take kids from their parents. And come on, there's no way heaven or hell can be real with what white people have done, because if hell was real, that would be the very exact place that most Caucasian people would go because of slavery. Because of slavery.
My name is Whitney Allen.
And but when I say he hit it on the head, see, like I say, now white people have probably got their antennas. Who is this Charleston white person that just said all this about Charlie? Now they trying to, now they might not have his back like they used to. But we'll see. But let's get into a little details about his shooter real quick before we get into the reaction of the video that I want to go over where he actually had a debate. And it was real ugly when the dude got killed too, man. They was just blaming anybody, boy. I'm talking about they was blaming anybody. And, you know, there's a lot of conspiracy. Something just ain't right about this, y'all. And this is like a real movie right now because ain't no way in the world that this man just went and shot this man and he pretty much walked away scot-free. Hold on real quick. So let's find out a little details about the kid that rocked Charlie's snot box. Hold on, let me find something that gives good details.
Out front about the man who were both doing electrical work at what our source, who did not want to be a 2-year-old as recently as 2 weeks ago. So new details into out front about the man who allegedly murdered Charlie Kirk. The suspect's name is Tyler James Robinson, and Outfront just spoke to a man who worked with the 22-year-old as recently.
Hey, man, Tyler James Robinson is the whitest name I could ever think of in my life. Hey, if somebody told you somebody named was Tyler James Robinson, you ain't even got to ask if that person black or white. Jeez Louise. I'm being a little silly, y'all.
As 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, the man you see on your screen was at work. The two were both doing.
I'll say you say Mr. Let Go got a video showing it was fake. Are you? He's saying that the man assassination is fake. I ain't heard that one yet. Now I might got to go check that out. Hey man, I'm open for any conspiracies right now. I ain't lying.
Electrical work at what our source, who did not want to be identified, describes as a big custom house in Santa Clara, Utah. He says Robinson was, quote, a little abnormal, didn't talk to anyone. He was a quiet dude, and he didn't like talking unless spoken to. He stays in the back, and I knew from word of mouth from coworkers that he was not fond of Trump or Charlie.
So he was, it's funny, they gonna start outcasting anybody that's like that. I kind of feel sorry for the kids in these MAGA families and stuff like that, that they're not in agreement with their parents and all that. They're gonna start looking at their kids and turning them in, thinking that they're traitors. I ain't lying.
Kirk, obviously. Now, you know, when you think about this, right, he's working on this job site 2 weeks ago. Robinson was a 4.0 student, honor roll kid. He'd received a prestigious scholarship to college. He had no criminal record. He is.
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the link. We'll take a look at it real quick. We'll see if it make any sense.
Registered to vote, but not affiliated with a party. His parents are both registered Republicans. Right now, though, he is being held without bail on several charges, including aggravated murder. They say assassinating Charlie Kirk as a sniper. These are live pictures we're showing you right now of a Utah County jail. That is where Robinson is as we speak. Now, according to sources, he is not cooperating. He is not speaking to investigators.
So he ain't no snitch. He said, fuck it, just take me in, and you got to prove that it was me. They're going to have to prove that was him. So you say that my daddy said that I admitted that I did it. You know how mad they'll be if this nigga take that shit to trial and fuck around and beat this shit? Do you know how mad that'll make? Because now they was talking about, before they knew who it was, somebody need to get the death penalty. They want a public execution. All of this type of stuff that they were saying. They found out it was one of their own. Oh, we just need to pray for him. We need to pray for him. They probably got a GoFundMe and everything for him. I ain't lying.
He was arrested overnight, though, more than 250 miles away from Utah Valley University, where Kirk was shot as he spoke to a crowd of students.
Now that show you how shitty of a police job they did. This man was literally able to get the fuck away, and it took for his daddy to turn him in. But he pretty much had got away with it. They had no clue who did this shit.
We do have some new video of a person matching Robinson's description walking near Utah Valley University just moments before the shooting. So again, appears to be new video of the suspect just before the shooting. What later ensued was a massive manhunt, more than 33 hours, that ended only after Robinson's family turned him in. A source tells us that Robinson's father recognized his son after seeing these images, and it wasn't images you could look at and realize if that was somebody you knew well or that was...
Right. If this was my son, of course, everybody else might not know who the hell this is. But yeah, I'm like, man, that's my damn son.
Was your child, you would recognize them. Well, his parents did. And when confronted by his father, Robinson confessed, according to another source. But according to our John Miller's reporting, Robinson did not want to surrender. And he told his father, according to John's reporting, quote, "I would rather kill myself than turn myself in." Now, police say that one of Robinson's family members eventually reached out to a family friend, contacted the sheriff's office, and according to court documents, Robinson's behavior leading up to the shooting had changed. They say, and I quote, investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years, and Utah's governor says the casings found with the rifle that's believed to have been used in the assassination included inscriptions like the words, "Hey, fascist, catch."
So it is true that he had a trans boyfriend, because I did see something like that. I just wasn't sure how true it was. So hold on, let me click on this video, and I'm about to let's click on this video and kind of take a detour. Hold on, let me show y'all the moment it happened. I just want to be thorough with everything that's going on. So this who they that's who they pulled. They got. Now, let's see this whole thing about his trans boyfriend and all that shit. So that's crazy, man. That's the only time these motherfuckers want to stand up for something when they done went weird.
Face the death penalty. The manhunt lasted 33 hours and started right after conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed with a single supersonic bullet. 12:23 p.m. Wednesday local time. Investigators say this video shows Robinson running along the rooftop of a Utah Valley University campus building.
Look at this shit, y'all. This nigga jumped all the way from up here. He broke his damn leg. Then it's crazy, nobody ain't see a goddamn thing.
Dropping to the ground and walking away. A rifle was found in a wooded area near the university with evidence that may point to the suspect's motive.
Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" Catch!
The governor also revealed investigators have unreleased video they say shows Robinson arriving on campus in a Dodge Challenger.
He is observed on video in a plane.
So that's just kind of, the details of what happened and everything for the people who just don't know what happened. Now, let's find out more of who he is. Now, as far as a piece of shit, somebody say, I don't really know the dude. I just see him all over my timeline. Sound like he a piece of shit. It depends on what, how you look at life. You get what I'm saying? I don't think everything that the man's saying was wrong. I just feel like he just represents a certain demographic of people, and I do respect that his opinion that he spews out, that he'll at least debate people with his opinion and not just do like a lot of motherfuckers. They'll get this big old voice and they'll lock themselves in the room and they'll spew out all these crazy ass ideas and promoting violence and hate and all that, and they won't debate nobody. They won't allow somebody to expose them. So I've seen him be exposed, because after I seen this first debate video, which I'm about to go over, when I seen that, it brought my attention to him. and I started going and looking at more and more of his debates. And yeah, I seen a couple of motherfuckers on them, some young men. You know, he's been debating people all around the world, and people are passionate about when they debate him, because when it comes to people's right to be LGBTQ, and there's a lot of black people that have issues with what he, you know, promotes, and there's a lot of people who are pro-abortion. I mean, anti-abortion or pro-abortion, whichever one. They have their debates with them and everything. So we're about to get into that. Let me click on this video that Mika just sent me real quick, though, and let's see about the background of this guy real quick. So hold on. Let me open up a new page. Let's see this conspiracy that they had on him real quick. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button when you come in. Let me go back in the chat real quick. Okay. Hey, what's up, mom boss? I kind of want to hear what you think about this guy, 'cause I know you're a conservative. I wonder, what did you think about this guy, Charlie Kirk? And like I said, I respect his debating stance. I respect his stance on, you know, if he's for his white people or whatever, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't agree with him or whatever like that. Nah, I don't support the man getting shot. You know, nobody should get killed about their opinion or whatever. But I'm not sympathetic about the motherfucker either, because you know what he signed up for. And he definitely is not sympathetic about a person like Martin Luther King and respect of the work that some of these hardworking black people have put in to be in the position that they're in. So there's no reason I should respect him. What's good, Master Chef? So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, shit, he didn't respect people who were dead or people who got killed for any other reason or whatever. So, you know, shit. Why the fuck? He said he did not believe in empathy. So those one of those spaces that I kind of agree with him. I'm not going to empathize with people who don't want to be empathized for.
What is going on with y'all?
Let's look at this video that
it is Black Balloon
that somebody shared in the chat. I think it was Mika.
And I'm coming back with another video, man. So y'all already know what's going on. All right, y'all. Quick video, because I recently said I wasn't going to do a video and continue the topic. But, you know, I do what y'all want. And people keep sending me stuff about it, right? And
okay, so maybe this is going to discuss more of the, you know, the big money that, you know, when it comes to Israel and stuff like that. Let's see. What is it going to get to?
Actually, one of them I really didn't pay attention to. I think I saw a good video y'all post about the book that was listed on Amazon the day before Charlie was actually assassinated. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And this screenshot of a tweet Candace Owens put out. So, like I said, you know, y'all.
Okay, so I'm going to save this video for the end of the live, y'all. So that way I'll just let it play at the end of the live. Let me get to the let me get through the videos that I wanted to break down of who, you know, the kind of things that this man was saying or whatever, and then that way people can kind of see him in his debates and whatnot, and then I'll let y'all, we'll go through what actually happened to him. I think, you know, because there's a lot of people who've never heard a debate from him or the type of things that he was saying. So they kind of want to know, okay, well, why is people all riled up about this guy? So I want to make sure everybody knows, you know, where his stance was and what made him so popular, whether you like him or not. So let's start here. This is where I first saw this guy at. It was during the time where we wasn't, it was during the time where we were doing all the back and forth, all the arguing and all that stuff like that. And, you know, I was going to do some different content. And y'all can remind me or not, I could have swore I did the reaction video to this 20v1. It was called Conservative, Can 25 Liberal College Outsmart One Conservative? That was the name, that was the title of the video. Do anybody remember me doing a reaction to that? Y'all have to let me know. What the hell is going on with this damn shit? Sorry about that, y'all. All right, here it is. So I'm going to start from the beginning. God damn it, all these damn ads, bro. I'm going to start this from the beginning, but I'm going to highlight a couple of spots that definitely what brought my attention to him. I don't want to just play sides where he just said fucked up shit or whatever like that. I want to, you know, like I say, this is where I first heard him. I hadn't heard none of the black people stuff that he had said and none of like that when I saw this video. This is the first time I ever saw him, and this was a year ago when we was going back and forth. And I could have swore I did a reaction video to it. So, and, you know, I didn't have a problem with him, but at the same time, I was like, yeah, he one of them. that was just my reaction to him. So y'all tell me what y'all think. And this is what most people see, because when I'm seeing all of these highlights, I've seen a lot of highlights that came out of this debate right here. So the way this show goes is he's here to debate 20 liberals, right? So they'll put a subject out there, and then, you know, you got 20 minutes to come up here and, you know, make your debate. Now, I'm not going to go through every single person, but there was a lot of good, you know, topics here. And one of them was about black people, and one of them was about abortion. And his takes were, you know, kind of that'll kind of, as a black person or as a woman or whatever, it'll probably, you know, what you might agree, you might disagree. Unpopular, this might be, I understand what he's saying. I get what he's saying. And I kind of agree that, yeah, I mean, I don't agree that you should make a 10-year-old have a baby, but I agree that, you know, a life is a life. But the only thing, my problem is, I don't think that he really would do that. If it was his daughter, he would not do that. And he's lying. So he's cool with it happening to somebody else because he don't think, he knows there's a very, very, very small percentage of a chance that it will ever happen to him or anybody, you know, close to him. So he will hold this stance knowing damn well he don't believe this himself. Even though he making a solid point, a life is a life. You don't know how somebody got here. You see somebody walking down the street and they could have got here the right way or the wrong way. But it's still a life. But he would not let his 10-year-old have no damn baby. You lying motherfucker. The same way he was saying we need to have a certain amount of gun deaths. We need to have public executions. He didn't mean him. He meant other people. He didn't mean it for him. So the shit these people be spewing out, they don't believe it they damn self. Because he know damn well if his 10-year-old daughter got raped, he wouldn't force her to have no baby. I don't believe it. And it does happen. I researched it. The youngest girl to ever get pregnant, I think it said 6 years old. I think we did do a video about this because I recall researching the youngest person to have a child, and it was because of this debate. I might have not did a reaction to this debate, but I did. I remember doing some research to the youngest person to become pregnant or give birth to a child, and I didn't even know that a child, until I heard this debate, I didn't even know that a girl could have a child at that young of age. Because when she said that, I was like, all right, she reaching. That's what I said to myself. So I had to go research it and realize she wasn't reaching. Now, this is what disgusted me about people like him. Because now he's trying to discredit her. Like, oh, that's common. It don't matter if it's common or not. It happens. They don't have to say, oh, it happens if it happens 1 out of 1,000,000 times, we definitely know it's common to have sick people wanting to have sexual relationships with kids. We know that's common. Very, very, very common. But you see, he ain't so smart when he actually has to face the actual, the data and the facts. He just rage baits. That was my opinion about him. I don't hate him. Like, I didn't want to see the man get killed. But I can't stand motherfuckers like this. They rage bait. They don't go by the facts. They just go by, what their, conservative beliefs. Nothing matters until it hits them. That's just my opinion about him.
To have medical access to something that could save not only just their life, but like...
No, they ain't lie about the age. Who gonna lie about a 5-year-old's age? And then this is not America. It was Peru. She had a certain condition where it had a developing woman parts. It's documented. Might not be believable, but hey, why not believe the documentation? We can't just move the goalposts when shit don't fit the narrative. But you definitely know that there's men that mess with underage kids. Whatever age they can get pregnant, that's up to God. We can't say that a child can't get pregnant, a young lady can't get pregnant when some of y'all young ladies know that as young as whatever age. I've heard women say as young as 9 where they got their period or something like that. So you can have children at a very young age. And we can go look at it right now. I can guarantee you there's plenty of documentation of kids under 10 years old. That's the point. And everybody ain't lying, you know what I'm saying, to say a young girl can get pregnant by somebody messing with them when they weren't supposed to. That's the point. And should someone be able to get an abortion, yeah, Karl Malone. Should someone the point is don't see that's the red herring. You hear a point, and instead of the point staying the point, we try to say, "Oh, well, I don't believe it." Where we know for a fact that there's some creepy people that mess with little girls. Whatever age they can get pregnant, we know it can go very low. Whether you want to believe it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you pick a number at what number you think a child can get pregnant. So whenever that very low number is that child can get pregnant, is it moral to be able to say, no, this girl shouldn't have to have this baby? Now that's the flip of a coin. Do you feel like, okay, forcing this child to have this baby, whether it's through C-section or the normal way, which most likely it'll be through C-section, and then going by the ways of raising it and all that stuff, do you think you should do that? Or do you should eliminate that life so that child can still live their life, try to get, do it at an early stage before it becomes a human? So that's the question. Bottom line, if a child is great, should they be forced to have a child? And some people believe so, some people believe no. And that's somewhere where we're going to always bump heads at, because some people don't care until it's their child. A lot of people want to try to mate to try to show you like, hey, y'all niggas was doing better when the white man had they fucking foot on your neck. Like, for real, for real. For real, for real. No, what it is when you put people in a certain community together and you don't have automatic guns and you ain't got the crack and you ain't got the heroin and all the stuff that you decide to pump into the streets after you so-called freed the slaves or gave all these, signed the Civil Rights Bill, it's mighty funny all the drugs and guns just magically appeared in these neighborhoods. The crack and all that stuff like that. See, people don't tell about the evolution of the new slavery. They try to ignore, well, the blacks, y'all just committing all this crime and all that stuff. I don't know where y'all got that crack from. I don't know where y'all got all them damn switches and shit from. I don't know where y'all got all those automatic machine guns and bazookas and shit y'all niggas got in the hood. I don't know where y'all got that from. Stop it. We don't know why your schools are failing. And we know we pulled out all the trade programs. We know we, gerrymandered the neighborhoods and everything. We don't know how all this stuff happened. Y'all are doing it to yourselves. That's what they say. But we all know better. Now, we're going to take some accountability for ourselves. But we definitely got to understand the what's been put out there in our neighborhoods and our society. Like I say, that crack ain't just goddamn, niggas ain't just learn how to make crack in college. That crack got put into those streets. That cost a lot of black families.
There are reasons for that we could.
Yeah. What do you think the reasons for that are?
Well, culture is one. Would you agree?
So actually,
culture, the music, the people who pay the people who make that type of music, the people who put all the damaging things front and center, make sure they promote all the most demonizing and destructive things to the black community, the people who put the money behind that. And then be like, why are y'all so fucked up? Yeah, I know we're gonna contribute to it. It's like you remember back in the day, you used to make somebody, you make your little brother keep smacking himself. Like, why you keep hitting yourself? Why you keep hitting yourself? That's kind of what it is. Uncle Sam, they take your hand and they keep smacking you in the face. Why you keep hitting yourself? Why you keep hitting yourself? Like, motherfucker, don't go to jail just because of who they know, because of white privilege. Like a lot of guys that are in the like the guy out of Florida that Trump tried to make his I believe it was the Secretary of Defense. The guy that was doing the drugs with the 17-year-old girls and everything. Yeah, so the same punishment is not the same for everybody. There's a lot of people in Congress right now doped up. They get caught with it, they get a slap on the wrist, they get to continue on with their life. You catch a kid in the hood, couple of bags of weed, throw away his whole future. He working at Burger King the rest of his life on a continuous probation for weed. All while you got a weed dispensary down the road making millions of dollars for the same shit.
the criminal justice system is flawless?
No, I've never said flawless.
Biden's son, you're right. Biden's son, definitely. George Bush's son. Clinton, daughter. Hell, Clinton himself. Hell, Bush himself. DUIs and all that type of stuff. But if you got the right parents, depending on where you come from, you got the right parents, all that get thrown under the rug. We got a Supreme Court judge that allegedly raped a woman. The woman came right there and told the whole Congress how she got raped by a guy that y'all about to put in charge of for a lifetime position of making laws that we have to follow by. We got real rapists making the laws that they're telling us how we should be morally living. It's amazing. People off, and I'm pretty sure everybody has seen this clip. That black people, we commit more murders, more arson, more theft, only because we're incarcerated at a higher percentage, and we're the lowest percentage of Americans, but we got the higher percentage in prison. And the only logical answer to that is because black people commits more crimes than any other race. That's what Charlie Kirk believed, and this is what a lot of black people can't be on board with, including myself. Now, should the man be killed for this belief? No. Do I give a fuck if he don't exist? No. Because people that think like this, you are part of the problem. You know, goddamn well, black people ain't committing all the crimes, or commit more crimes than other races. That's just not true. I'll tell you that, and I'm hard on my black people. Trust me. Now, when you have a lot of black people in a concentrated area, yes, that's true. Yes, but that's the same with any concentrated area. If you got a all-white community, guess what? White people are going to commit crimes. They're going to break in people's houses. They're going to shoot people. They're going to do mass shooting. They're going to do all the same shit a black community going to do. I'm going to back that up just so all y'all that, you know, don't understand why a lot of black people don't fuck with him, or the LGBTQ community don't fuck with him, or the abortion anti or pro-abortion people. I don't know who don't fuck with him. I'm just saying you should know who he is before you say I don't like him or I do like him. But regardless if you like him, nobody should be killed because of their likes. But hell, whether you give a fuck if they dead or not, then that's a whole different opinion. He needs somebody that has the facts, somebody that can really debate, that could have answered that question for him. Who do y'all think could have really, you know, gave him the business on a question like that? Y'all put it in the comments who y'all think could have really, you know, gave him the business. Now here we got another one right here. This one kind of funny, man, because he went over there to Britain, and them Britain kids, they, you know, they give him the business. But it's just funny how this little British kid looks. So this was funny just alone. This motherfucker look like that dude from Back to the Future.
Anybody that watches this channel would have heard of the clown and the Donald Trump bootlicker, Charlie Kirk. And you will know that Charlie Kirk is someone who consistently promotes misinformation, conspiracy theories, and that's the reason as to why in this video it's so good to see a young Brit actually step up, school Charlie Kirk, but not only school him, have a mic drop moment where he gets an ovation by all the people in the crowd. Let's watch this video in full, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
And the final question.
And like I say, man, this man only looks smart to a hope when he catches somebody that doesn't know any history, somebody that doesn't know any policy, somebody that just that's not, you know, he's well studied. I'll say that. So he's gotten a lot of shine off of, you know, just having debates with people who shouldn't be debating. But every now and then he meet his match, like he did with those young ladies on that last video. But there was a lot of people, they really just, you know, they kind of made his argument by trying to argue with him.
That we've got time for today is from Sammy McDonald from St John's College.
Good evening, Mr. Kirk. You've obviously devoted a lot of your life to electing, keeping in power Donald Trump, and you did so partly because you said Trump would put Americans first and take them out of foreign conflicts. Should we see how that is going at the moment? Currently, Trump has just accepted a $400 million debt from Qatar, which we're assured is perfectly above board. Billions in arms are going to Saudi Arabia, which they're using to bomb and starve Yemeni children. Not sure how that's in the interest of the United States, but it might be in the interest of the $5.5 billion deal his failed sons are receiving. At the same time, this great president of peace has greenlit mass killings not just in Yemen, but in Gaza, where he greenlit an invasion called Operation Gideon's Chariot with the express aim of wiping out the Gazan population.
And that's amazing because Charlie Kirk is a big advocate for Israel. So, you know.
You promised to put America first. Haven't you and your ilk sold America out?
No.
Well, I'm glad you have great intellectual substance and can answer. Because it's all the culture wars for you, isn't it? The second someone actually tells you what you're doing, which is bread.
Can you calm down a little bit? Like, just a little bit. Pounding the table, you're all over the place. No. You want me to go piece by piece? Or would you like me to talk slower?
I think you can.
Number one, Donald Trump is convening a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Joe Biden gave them armaments.
That's going well, isn't it? It's going well.
Can you not interrupt me?
Well.
I allowed you to talk uninterrupted.
You're famous for not interrupting.
Yeah, I haven't interrupted a single person here today. Can I speak uninterrupted, actually? Okay. He is convening a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. I believe we will see an end to that war.
I need to remind y'all, this is at least a year ago. This is May 30th, 2025. So we know at least 5-6 years ago. I mean, 5-6 months ago. That's when it was uploaded. But this video is probably like a year ago. That war ain't going no damn well.
Number two, he's actually talking to Iran and discouraging Israel to strike the interior of Iran and has stopped many other international countries to do the same.
We see how that went. That ain't doing no good.
Number three, can you give him credit for ending the Indian-Pakistan war?
Both of them said he didn't do that.
Well, hold on a second.
Let's go back.
No, that's important.
Russia, Ukraine.
Hold on, that's important.
Can I speak now?
Yes, but the Indian-Pakistan thing, you got to go deeper than that.
Let's go in order. Is a peace summit where the main person in question, Russia, doesn't show up, is that a success, Mr. Kirk?
I don't know what kind of Adderall this kid on, but this motherfucker here, like, you could tell he a mad scientist.
Well, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure.
Is that a success?
Well, again, these are ongoing negotiations.
Yes or no, Mr. Kirk? Is that a success? You go to a peace negotiation with a person that you're supposed to be piecing it up with don't show up. Is that a success? Got him fucked up.
And it's a lot better than when your prime minister, Boris Johnson, went alongside.
So he got to deflect.
Our Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, to Istanbul and unnecessarily blew up a potential Russian peace deal, which has resulted in hundreds of thousands of dead Ukrainians, one of the great unnecessary wars of the modern era. Donald Trump believes in conversation and police through strength. He has been president for well over 120 to 130 days, and he has already ended a war between two nuclear conflicts of India-Pakistan. He has secured our own U.S. southern border while we were being invaded by foreign powers. And thirdly, he is brokering a potential settlement with Iran that will prevent a major escalation in the Middle East. And finally, it is very difficult, but I believe they'll get it done, that will finally see an end to the Russian-Ukrainian war.
I'm just going to disregard the enormous lies you...
The structure motorized...
Yeah, he just did a whole bunch of capping. You can't talk about what the man believed in and try to act like he actually did something. I mean, the Indian-Pakistan war, you want us to believe that they ended their war because of you. They probably ended their war because they probably say, you know what, we need to save our bombs just in case America start with the bullshit. They would rather link up than fuck with us. So not for 1 minute we think that, you know, he ended that. And we damn sure know he ain't ending this Russian-Ukraine war without Ukraine giving up their land. We're not going to give up our land to anybody, so why the fuck would we think Ukraine going to give up their land? And we was not getting invaded by no other fucking country. It's just crazy. Half of America is damn Mexico. And then we're trying to act like we've been invaded by Mexico. The fuck out of here.
Leverage. Negotiations work if you just put out there about Russia and Ukraine. I'm just going to disregard the enormous lies you just put out there about Russia and Ukraine. Okay. But do you really think leverage, negotiations work if you cut off all your leverage and scream at one party in the Oval Office? Don't you think that has just emboldened Russia? Because look at the approach. Putin thinks so much of your glorious president, he can't even be asked to show up. You have elected, or help elect, somebody who is at best an idiot and at worst is deeply corrupt.
Okay, again, so Trump and Putin had a 2-hour phone call today. You'll acknowledge that's a good thing. The pursuit of peace can sometimes be a winding road, and it's a lot better than sending hundreds of billions of dollars further into the killing fields of eastern Ukraine, something that tragically both the UK government and the US government has been unnecessarily supporting for a couple of years. President Trump wants to see a brokerage, an ending of this settlement. I pray we can get it. It's very complicated because of the mess that Joe Biden left, which was an active kinetic war with a nuclear power sending American-made missiles into the interior of Russia. So President Trump has already ended a war. He's ended an invasion. He's only 130 days into this. And I believe, we do not know. At this point, we are merely speculating, which I think we should not spend our time doing that, because eventually one of us will be right. I believe we'll be right, and I believe we'll see an end to this war.
Can we just talk about $100 billion's worth of weapons? Because you dodged my question on what was going on in the Middle East, where Trump has just signed enormous arms contracts with Saudi Arabia and with Qatar. And I noticed you ignored the fact that this might have had anything to do with the blatant corruption going on through the Trump coin and going on through giving the very competent sons of Donald Trump billions of investment from Saudi Arabia and Qatar. This is something that is directly embroiling Americans into conflict, but is importantly killing many innocent people. Those nations have been known to terrorize innocent civilian populations. So if you're coming to me and you're objecting to America selling weaponry, why are you defending shilling for the Saudis?
Well, hold on. One is sending weaponry, one is purchasing. Secondly, you do know that the biggest purchase that was announced was commercial airliners, 737, $100 billion. You've heard of Qatar Airways. They purchased $100 billion of commercial airways. You are right, there were some weapons contracts, but I guess the question is...
Maybe that explains why Qatar gave Trump that $1 billion airplane. Okay, so this is the most rewatch part. Let's see what's going on in the rewatch part, and then I'm gonna wrap this show up with a couple of things, a couple of clips that's been showed about him.
Of a war.
We're going to need to stop bringing this
again.
To
I'm not going to justify every military maneuver of a 100,000 person army. Instead, what I will do is I'll be clear that there is a good guy and there is a bad guy. I honestly.
Isn't that the morality of a child?
Well, hold on.
Okay, so I think this is the part about Israel. This is a very important part. And this is where they're saying that this young man owned him because he made some good points.
You have the gall to lecture us on Christian morality and then sit here, cannot be necessary, but not murder on this scale. There is no justification for what is happening with the enormous death toll that is being produced. I really cannot see how you come here and you have the gall to lecture us on Christian morality and then sit here and justify the murder of thousands of civilians. And is it working, Mr. Kirk? Is Hamas dismantled?
I've never said that.
You just did.
Well, no.
This is your whole
in
thing.
war, these are called casualties of a war.
We're going to need to stop bringing this
again.
To close.
I'm not going to justify every military maneuver of a 100,000 person army. Instead, what I will do is I'll be clear that there is a good guy and there is a bad guy. I honestly...
Isn't that the morality of a child?
Well, hold on. It's interesting you say that, because a child who knows that Israel is the good guy, Hamas is bad, has a lot more wisdom than a student like yourself at Cambridge University.
Dang, he had to try to throw a slick shot, boy. This man that got on his skin.
I will be glad that I will not have been somebody who has defended the genocide of the Palestinian people. And I think you will have to reckon one day that you have reckoned with...
Interesting. I want to close on this. So can you tell me what African country is currently ongoing a civil war?
Believe it or not, I know about Sudan because I'm not an idiot.
How about what Southeast Asian country has an ethnic cleansing going on right now?
Myanmar.
Good. And you have strong opinions on both sides?
Unlike you, I take an effort to be informed about foreign policy and to come to conclusions. You are a culture warrior. I believe when everything is done, Mr. Kirk, people will see you and the people you supported as corrupt, as selling the country out to the lowest bidder, and of doing irreparable damage to a country I'm sure we all deep down love.
The difference,
I think you will have to reckon with that.
Difference
Mr. Kirk.
is when...
So left him, trying to, wanting to kind of, stall out like he's been doing. I noticed that about him when he's really trying to get across the point. He'll try to stall out a little bit. But we're gonna get into the video that I got sent by Mika. But before I do that, did we already listen to Charleston White's rant? We listened to Charleston White's rant. There's some other people that kind of was talking shit about him. Let's kind of go off of how bad everybody felt when they found out. Hold on.
Every service.
Then obviously we now know, after hours of speculating, I think Tim Pool reported.
Money? Have you done the right work? Have you asked for a raise, asked for promotion, got up earlier, stayed up later to make sure you're in the biblical role of the father? When it comes to your child, you are tasked to protect them both physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and really outside the house and obviously in other ways as well. Quality time is everything. You're not above any of the duties or the tasks or the roles. And it comes with a lot of responsibilities. And so, again, I speak very directly to young men. Erica's the, young woman outreach part of this. But young men need to be talked this way, actually. Because they say, oh, I want to be a dad. Like, really? Are you earning enough money? Have you done the right work? Have you asked for a raise, asked for promotion, got up earlier, stayed up later to make sure your family does not have any financial pressures or issues? Because here's the one thing I have found. Once you have kids, there is this primal thing that comes into you where if you think you have worked hard before, when you have to go feed a child and provide for a family, you are willing to go to the ends of the earth and push yourself in ways that you never thought possible.
Situation.
Not a DEI recipient, not an immigrant, not...
Daily Beast Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old man arrested in connection with the shooting of Charlie Kirk, comes from a family that is proudly MAGA, according to his own grandmother. Debbie Robinson, who's his grandmother, spoke with the Daily Mail today, and this was cited by the Daily Beast, where she told the publication that her son, Robinson's dad, was a Republican for Trump. She went on to say, quote, most of my family members are Republican. I don't know any single one who's a Democrat. She went on to say that she's very confused, that Tyler was a shy person, that he's never spoken about politics at all. And now obviously he can have differing views from his family, and we're still going to get more information about that over the coming hours, days, and weeks.
Charlie Kirk was gunned down, and immediately MAGA country went wild. They did exactly what everyone expected. They pointed outward. Liberals, black communities, immigrants, anyone who could fit the role of enemy number one. Social feeds burned with rage. Influencers screamed, "This means war." Politicians promised vengeance. The script...
Yeah, this motherfucker here was turning red. Look how red his damn head is, boy. They was mad about this.
...wrote itself. But now, as the story develops, MAGA is realizing the killer isn't who they swore it would be. He's not black. He's not Latino. He's not a liberal activist. He is a 22-year-old white man, born into a Republican Christian family. One of their own. The mole wasn't outside the gates. The mole is inside.
And that's something they can't stand. So we're going to finish this out by letting this video play that Mika sent me. So we're going to let this play out, and then we're going to wrap it up because I don't want to get too late into this live. Y'all know I got to work in the morning or whatever. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this whole thing because there's a lot of stuff gonna keep coming out about Charlie Kirk, and I might just go over a few more of his debates or whatever that I might find. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are gonna come up, and a lot of new things are gonna come up about Charlie Kirk. So let's go into the conspiracy theory part of this real quick.
Or Charlie was actually assassinated, stuff about it, right? And no. All right, y'all. Quick video, because I recently said I wasn't going to do a video and continue the topic, but, I do what y'all want. And people keep sending me stuff about it, right? And actually, one of them I really didn't pay attention to. I think I saw a good video y'all post about the book that was listed on Amazon the day before Charlie was actually assassinated. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And this screenshot of a tweet Candace Owens put out. So, like I said, y'all want me to keep talking about it? We're going to keep talking about it. It's cool. I mean, the internet is still on fire about this topic. But check this out, right? So, Candace Owens went on Twitter. As we all know, they were besties. They were best friends, right? Basically came up together. She said Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. This probably make a little bit more sense. Because for some reason, I just don't believe that just young 22-year-old white dude just wanted to, just go and assassinate it. Unless, like you say, he had like a, transformer girlfriend and he didn't like the way that this man was talking. Yeah, Lovelace, just go back and listen to a little bit of this. We just went over a debate, the first debate that I ever heard Charlie Kirk, which I found out about him about a year ago, and I've been kind of following him or whatever, and I just didn't take him serious or whatever, but he did have a cult-like following, and it's the same cult-like following. As long as Trump say he good, he good. And pretty much everything he said, he just made sure to stay in line with Trump. And I believe he was just going to run for a political office. So obviously he got in the bed with the wrong people, if that's the case.
The pressure on him was immense over the last 2 weeks. She also said the truth will be revealed, the messages will be leaked, and the movement he built will rise up. That I find to be very interesting. Now, y'all know I've used stuff from Candace Owens' channel a couple of times on my page. Some things a lot of people will agree with her on, other things you won't. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure she will probably start her episodes on, dissecting his murder. I think it'll be quite interesting.
And I wonder if she's going to be more, conscious about the things that she's saying, the way that she's moving, because she's a mother of several children, and I've grown to like Candace Owens a little bit more. I'm not as hard on her as I used to. Well, I've never really been hard on Candace Owens. I didn't. I feel like she just do what a lot of niggas do. They try to pander to the white people so they can get their token. So, I mean, I ain't mad at niggas. It's hard being a nigga. So, she's just trying to get her token. She probably raised around a lot of white people. So, sometimes they start feeling some type of way. But a lot of times, I can respect her courage to start calling out sometimes the Trump administration when they're not being upfront. And she's gotten a lot of backlash lately for calling out a lot of hypocrisy and, a lot of bullshit. And I can respect her for that. I'm like, okay, well, you ain't just pandering when you see that they're not doing what it is they were claiming they were going to do and what they claim they stand for. You at least had a backbone. So I can respect Candace Owens for that, But I still think she does lie when it's convenient to her sometimes. But she tells a lot of truth, but sometimes she still does, lie and lie when it's convenient.
And to look out for it, just depending on what she actually finds or what she may know, about what truly happened to him. Because she said the messages will be leaked. So I'm wondering What messages is she talking about? He was fighting some very powerful billionaires that he took money from just off of what he was saying. Thought that was very interesting as well. Check this out. This was something I didn't show in any other videos. I just don't think I quite paid attention to it. But I know most of y'all probably already seen this. It's all over TikTok, all over YouTube.
I can't say I fully stand, like, I don't fully stand with anybody because nobody's 100% right all the time or whatever. But I mean, I can respect a lot of her standpoints. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff, even Charlie Kirk, a lot of stuff he was saying, it was a little harsh, but he wasn't lying. It's just that his ideology of, you know, I guess the Black American and just anybody outside of his race, which I can't be mad at him for feeling like that, you know, I can't rock with. So, but it never developed a hate for him though. But I don't give a damn about him. You believe that?
But the book.
But like I say, Candace Owens, I can actually listen to her and I can agree with a lot of stuff she say, but sometimes it's like you can tell when she done got her check. You know what I'm saying?
The shooting of Charlie Kirk has a cover, it has an author, Anastasia J. Casey, and it was supposedly published on September 9th, 2025. And check this out.
Get an
Got 6 reviews. The price is $6.99. You flip them 9s, it's $6.66. Look at the numerology just around the price of the book. It has 6 reviews. September 9th, 2025, a comprehensive account of the Utah Valley University attack, the aftermath, and America's response. How does that even go up the day before? But of course, it's been denied, and it's been called a mistake as far as the date that it was published, and saying that the description is like 98% AI or something. I wouldn't believe that if I was damn blind and couldn't even see the book. Ain't no way. I couldn't believe that at all. And check this out. This was something else I didn't mention as well. On the day he was killed, which I actually saw someone comment about this, the day he was actually assassinated, the Republican-led Senate narrowly voted Wednesday to defeat an amendment introduced by Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to compel the Justice Department to release all of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The vote was 51-49 in favor of tabling the amendment. 2 Republicans, Rand Paul of Kentucky and Josh Hawley of Missouri, joined all 47 Democrats in voting against tabling the amendment. So that same day, under our noses, they were actually voting to have the Justice Department release all of the files. And it was voted against just by 2.
They ain't gonna release those files. They is not gonna release those files. Why not? Because we all know Donald Trump is in those files. It is crazy. We're protecting these type of people. We know Bill Clinton is in those files. It's clear. The girls came on camera, said Bill Clinton's in the file. Nobody gives a damn. But being that Donald Trump is a sitting president, we might give it a little damn now. And it's crazy. We protect this shit. To the people who protect it and act like they don't see that, just because you worried about the lesbians or the gays and all that stuff, it never makes sense to me. They ain't gonna release it. Nah. How can they? If you know who you're protecting. You know, it ain't just Trump. It's a lot of them. Both sides of the aisle.
So there is obviously a lot of sneaky stuff going on.
Bitch, I found the archive. I found the motherfucking archive. So, all right. This is obviously an archive. It's an archive website, and Amazon is the one who uploaded it to this. This is the book that everyone is talking about, or that people are talking about. It's written by Anastasia J. Casey, and it was indeed, if I scroll down, published September 9th, and only one person bought it, and his name is Dennis Williams, and I would like to see what the hell is in this book, so if anyone knows how to find this guy, please tell me. Hold on. Now, if we copy this link up here, hold on. Copy, we go to a tab. This is the official website of Amazon already. I'm gonna backspace, copy, paste, and enter. It's not on there anymore. Now, Anastasia Casey, you may be wondering who this woman is. Hold on, let me flip the camera. You may be wondering who this person is. She's a woman. She lives in Arkansas, and she is an interior designer. I already looked her up. Do you want to tell me what the frick an interior designer is doing writing a book about Charlie Kirk and publishing it literally a day before he got shot? I don't even think she knows that this book is published under her name. So, I went ahead and found her social media, and I messaged her.
Boy, it's crazy the type of research people be doing. She found all this shit just hearing about the man getting shot.
Hopefully she answers me back. So, I'll keep you guys updated on that.
This is the most performative bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Essentially, 2 or 3 days after your husband was assassinated and shot in the fucking neck, you had an open casket funeral and took a photo op with him. And I've seen dead hands. That's not a dead hand. That's not even a fucking real hand.
Yeah, that looked like a mannequin. Wow. If this is true though, if she really took a picture with the man dead body, like that's some clout chasing ass shit. And then they giving this man like he's an American hero, like he died in the war, or I mean he was just a dude that was just pandering to white supremacists. The president and all of these people trying to act like he's Martin Luther King. Like he literally sacrificed himself or something like that.
So you can go ahead and Miss America with all this nonsense.
Now this...
Ready to lose the hat and...
This is crazy.
It's just crazy. Because there's not many mainstream, news and articles I can find that are U.S. based. But the Times of India actually posted about the mysterious book of the shooting of Charlie Kirk. So it's not a fact that, the book wasn't on Amazon. That's not in the question. It was on Amazon. I mean, the girl just showed you, it's even in the archive page. But when you go to the main website of Amazon, it's not there anymore. It says, according to the screenshots, the listed publication date was September 9th, one day before the shooting. The listing was allegedly visible on Amazon briefly before being removed. The images of the cover, title, and date quickly spread across X, just Twitter, fueling speculation about foreknowledge or cover-up. Someone said, help me make sense of this. This book is published on the 9th of September, when really, if you know anyone who has published a book through Amazon, it takes a couple of days for it to be approved. Someone says, how did the book even get out so quick? So, that don't make sense at all. And the girl in the clip made a good point. She said, more than likely, the person whose name is on it doesn't even know that the book was in her name, which I doubt by now. I'm pretty sure she knows. But when you just look at that numerology, the cost of the book, it coming out the day before, the Epstein list being voted on the day that he was allegedly shot, September 11th being the next day. I mean, y'all, we are for sure looking at a very deep rabbit hole. Now, about the wife, this was also something I thought was very interesting. And this is people talking about the whole central casting thing, where people are basically like fill-in type of roles. They fill into roles that they actually look like they will be a part of, if that makes sense the way that I'm describing it. And this post is just about the fact that this may not be Charlie Kirk's wife. I mean, if you look at the photos, I mean, it's clear as day. The top left and the bottom right in that black leather jacket is the same person. And then the other two is a different woman. Now, we could say it's exactly the same and she got a nose job. That nose looked very thin. You know, at the same time, I mean, I don't know. Her jawline, her facial structure is telling me this is a man as well. I can see a man in this face. But side by side, you know, it's pretty questionable. And it says that Central Casting is the leading North American company for background talent, providing background actors, stand-ins, and doubles for movies and TV shows. And there is Central Casting agencies all over. Like, there's one here in Atlanta as well. I looked it up just because. It was founded in 1925, and they maintain a large database of talent and offer personalized of all sizes while also handling payroll and administrative needs. The phrase out of Central Casting describes someone whose appearance or demeanor perfectly fits a stereotypical role, a term that originated from the company's historical function. This is something I didn't know. She also won Miss USA. It says that she won Miss America under Trump. Someone said, I think this was an arranged marriage. Then also somebody else said something very interesting. It is encouraged for CIA operatives to marry each other. She also appeared in reality shows before Kirk. When I see pictures of them together, it seems off, and Kirk doesn't strike me as a married man, but who knows? Y'all, I didn't even know this. Somebody says she won Miss Arizona in 2012. That would be under Obama. But Trump owned the pageant. The sitting president isn't what I meant. He used to own Miss Universe.
Go into the fold.
Man, these folks going down all kind of rabbit holes. Jeez Louise. Mika, you be watching some crazy shit. What the hell this got to do?
Y'all let me know, because too many people got, I don't know. Let's see. Somebody put up a screenshot. Donald Trump owned the Miss USA pageant from 1996 to 2015. His ownership was as co-owner of the larger Miss Universe organization, which also included the Miss Universe and Miss Teen USA pageants. That's crazy.
I get what they're saying, but it's got to be a deeper plot.
I didn't even know this. It's crazy. Once you really dig into this stuff, you start finding out all kind of junk. I didn't know this. I had, number one, I had no idea who his wife was. Like I said, barely really looked into Charlie Kirk. But the fact that his wife won Miss USA or Miss Arizona when Trump owned it, that's crazy. Some very heavy, energy around this one. Definitely.
Shit, all that means is she the typical gold digger here. She seen he got a lot of clout, and shit, she locked on to it.
The story is much, much deeper than what is being told. So I just thought I would get on here and talk about this. Like I said, it might be interesting. It might be interesting to check out some stuff that Candace Owens might put out. If she doesn't, I think she'll be questioned a lot more. But I'll be surprised if she doesn't actually do a few episodes. I think that'll be interesting to look out for. But with that being said, y'all, I'll just go ahead and end it.
Okay, so those are the conspiracy theories. Shout out to Mika for giving us the conspiracy theories. So on the way out of here, let me go through a couple of these things that they've got him, a couple of clips. Let me see if I can find them.
President Trump has just announced on Fox News that the suspected gunman who shot the conservative...
Hold on, I got one where he was throwing out a couple of quotes out there. I'm trying to get this quote where my boy said we need to have more shootings. Oh, here it is. So check this out before we leave.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year.
This is not going to end well. Charlie Kirk is dead.
I don't think he meant himself, though, when he said, I think we should have some gun deaths each year. I think he was talking about other people. Like I say, they don't care until it hits home.
Good person stating that the passage of the Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake.
We note in our piece that Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. And Kirk's self-described very, very radical view that the country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. And the Civil Rights Act, though, let's be clear, created a beast, and that beast has now turned into an anti-white weapon.
He sowed division wherever he went. He promoted...
The man said they made a mistake by passing the Civil Rights Act. There's a lot of people that believe that, including a lot of black people who benefit from the Civil Rights Act.
In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
It's really not.
Absolutely, I am.
Of performing life-saving abortions, Kirk, always the confident fool, touted that abortion was worse than the Holocaust.
So you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
It's really not.
And said that if his 10-year-old daughter was raped, he would force her to carry it to term.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10...
Was to put more people in prison.
I said, honestly, we should be much tougher on crime. We need more people in jail. We need more arrests.
America has more prisoners than any country on earth, and one of the highest per capita rates. If you believe that this is the land of the free, I've got a rude awakening was for the Republican Party. He stated that
we do not have enough people in jail in this country.
This was a community college dropout, and the only good reason for women to go to it was to find a husband.
I'm Addie, and I'm 14. I'm a freshman in high school.
I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree. And no, seriously. And just be clear, that's why you're going to college, right? Don't lie to yourself, I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here. And that's okay. I say college is a scam, but if you're going to find your life partner, that's actually a really good reason to go to college. And so, yeah, you could go learn some stuff. That's fine, I guess, or whatever. Just don't listen to your professors.
Charlie Kirk had no formal education in political science or sociology or criminology. And despite the U.S. having a heavily militarized, needlessly violent police force, which already has trapped one of the most influential people in the nation, rubbing shoulders with the president and helping sway an election that's led to the downfall of democracy and the installment of a convicted felon and accused pedophile in the White House. Kirk's organization turning...
Okay, so that kind of shows you, man, if you pander to the right people, man, you ain't got to get no damn education. What the fuck you need an education for? All you got to do is just pander to the right people. I mean, you pander to the wrong people, you won't get shit. You pander to the right people, you get everything.
Straight, and he said God did not answer his prayers. I hear is you were hoping they were a minority, you were hoping they were Muslim.
Changed it to this, but wait, if you scroll down, it still says
Governor of Utah said he was praying that it wasn't one of their own, that he was praying that it was someone from another country or that drove from another state. What I hear is you were hoping they were a minority, you were hoping they were Muslim, you were hoping they were black, you were hoping that you could blame it on someone else to more fuel your war. He said he prayed to God for 33 hours straight, and he said God did not answer his prayers.
And that's a true statement, y'all. There was a senator that literally said that he was praying and praying and praying that it wasn't one of their people. 33 hours straight, hoping that it was a Muslim, a black, lesbian, any of that stuff. Anything besides one of their people. Because now they got to just pray that he won't go to prison. They don't want the death penalty and all that no more. It is crazy, man. But anyway, man, y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation. Like I say, man, this thing ain't going away no time soon. There's gonna be more conspiracy theories come out. There's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff that come out about this. I'm keeping my eyes and ears to it. Like I said, I don't hate the man to the point where I felt like he had to be assassin like that. But hey, I don't give a fuck, man. People that help spread that kind of rhetoric and all that stuff, especially when it comes to black people or whatever. I mean, some of it is true. Don't get me wrong, but some of it is just putting gasoline on the fire of people who just don't like us for our skin color. Like I said, I don't like niggas. I like my black people. So making all black people seem like niggas is not something that I approve of. But like I say, hey, that doesn't justify a man getting killed. But like I said, I don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He said empathy is something that we need to do away with. So, hey, I have no empathy for him. So, but this is not the way. It definitely made me nervous when I found out that somebody had shot this man, because I was like, damn, where is this stuff gonna stop at? Because if you kill one of their political heroes, if you want to call it that, all they're going to do is just try to target one of, our political or brilliant minds or whatever. You have very smart women, black women like Jasmine Crockett. She's going to be she's going to be climbing up the political ladder. She is a brilliant woman. But to a lot of white people and conservatives and everything that can't stand to see intelligent black women, they're going to start, oh, that ghetto bitch, and they're going to make up all kind of stuff. They're going to do it the same way they do Kamala Harris. She don't have to be a full black woman or whatever. She's just a woman. If she was a white woman, I still got respect for, just you getting your position. But anytime somebody's trying to get a position, that's when people start discrediting you. They start calling you all kind of names. They don't do that to the white man, as you can see right here. You have a white man that says all kind of despicable stuff, and there's still people that go like, oh, well, he's not a bad guy. But hey, when it comes to a black woman that's just doing her job, they got to be all kind of hoes and bitches and all that stuff like that. But you got to respect the white man. We got to stop that, black people. You can disagree with somebody's policy and all that stuff, but we always go personal and all that stuff like that. And we show more respect to these white people than we do our own black people. And that's why they feel so comfortable with doing it. You ain't got to, you could say, okay, Kamala is she's a Democrat. I don't believe in her stance. I don't believe she did her job correctly. Things of that nature. People always go to, oh, she fucked this person, or she a hoe. She a this, that, and they can't keep it on the actual topics. But when it comes to a white man, oh, no, you shouldn't speak that bad about him. You shouldn't talk about he's a husband, he's a father, he's a this and that. And I'm like, just tell what you disagree about. You know what I mean? That's it. Just tell what you disagree about. It don't always got to be personal. And we don't always have to lead the disrespect on our own people and then expect the opposite race to have respect for us when we actually help them out. Oh, that bitch, that hoe, this and that. When white people come and talk to you and talk about Kamala Harris, you gotta get to the despicable language that they would get to. You could just say, I don't agree with her policies. It got to be Hoamala and all this crazy ass shit to fuel the white man's despicable rage. And then it'll be the same black people turn around and want white people to respect us or say that we're for our black people. It's crazy, man. But anyway, like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. I'll be keeping my eyes and ears to the streets. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Hey, if you join the Fantasy Football League, I'll do a show tomorrow. Tuesday. so we can go ahead and do an update on what's going on in the fantasy football league. But let me get out of here because I got to work tomorrow and I got to get up early in the morning. So salute to all the tradesmen. Shout out to Derek Hardaway, Carl Belton, Mika. I appreciate you sharing the video. Shout out to Mom Boss, Jenna with a J, Two-Face, El Humbro, Negro. I appreciate everybody that kept the chat lit. Lovelace, participated in the conversation. Two-Face. So y'all just if you get any kind of information or whatever and you want me to react to it, then don't hesitate to send it to my email, earstothe.streetstv@gmail.com. Salute Just J. But let me get out of here, man. Y'all have a nice night. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'll see y'all the next time, and leave a comment. I'm out of your area. Okay, Jenna J. Jenna with a J. Appreciate it.